See two trees, but we're going to focus more on one tree. There are two trees in the middle of the garden. The two main trees are the tree of life. The tree of life acted as a fountain of youth. Josh touched on this last week. And as long as man and woman continued to eat from this tree, they would seemingly live forever. Then there was a tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So whereas man was supposed to eat from the tree of life, mankind, man and woman, they were supposed to avoid the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and not eat from it. And God says specifically, as Josh covered last week, that if they did, they would not just die, but surely die. The emphasis in Hebrew is in dying, they would die. They would certainly die. Now the serpent, interesting, was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. So we're introduced to this creature, this serpent. In the ancient Near East, if they were listening to this story for the first time, they would have thought of a serpent as powerful, wise, maybe even having a little bit of divine knowledge. They would have thought of the serpent as potentially an adversary of God and of humans. This word crafty is interesting because this word crafty is a word play contrasting the serpent's cunning nature with Adam and Eve's vulnerability. But remember, we've already said their vulnerability was not a bad thing.